So good evening, everyone. My name is Karthik, and I'm the co-founder at iSTEM. So it is my pleasure to welcome all of you to the closing ceremony of Inclusive STEM Confluence 2021. So before we get started, I wanted to make some announcements regarding some accessibility logistics. So we have Indian Sign Language interpretation available for this event. So if you need that, so you may want to pin the interpreter for easy access. We also have automatic captioning from Zoom that is available if you would like to leverage that. If you have any other questions or concerns regarding accessibility, you can put it in the chat and one of us will be monitoring the chat and we'll try to help you out as best as we can. So with that, let's get started. So Inclusive STEM Confluence, and many of you already know about this because you've been with us before, but basically it's a platform where people with and without disabilities connect. They work on high impact problems together, develop empathy and an understanding about disability, learn from each other, and most importantly, have fun in the process. It is also a platform where educational institutes and corporates learn more about accessibility, meet high potential people with disabilities, connect with other allies, sensitize employees and management, and even hire. So this is the fourth year that iSTEM, along with our amazing co-organizers, EHRC at IIIT Bangalore, Vision Aid, Vision Empower, and Xavier's Resource Center for the Visually Challenged, XRCVC, have been organizing this event. So in the first three iterations, which were all in person in Bangalore at IIIT Bangalore, and how much I miss those, we had nearly 200 participants with and without disabilities participate, and 8 academic institutes and 11 corporates join us. Confluence events included hackathons, featuring techies with and without disabilities collaborating with each other on projects about, product expos featuring the latest in assistive technology, mentorship sessions, hiring events, roundtable discussions on inclusive post-secondary and primary education, training sessions, and much more. Several participants were also hired by corporates attending these events in the past, and many more stayed in touch with their team members and mentors, using their help to eventually land jobs in the tech industry. This year, of course, was different because everything was virtual, but nonetheless, it was very exciting and equally exciting. And being virtual also helped us to reach out to many more people with and without disabilities, even outside of India. The Confluence consisted of 3 events this year. The hackathon that again brought together participants with and without disabilities to work together in accessibility related projects. Webinars featuring people with disabilities sharing their stories and practical tips and how they were able to be successful in their respective industries, but also the perspective of corporates, as far as their inclusive hiring is concerned, and hiring as well continued as part of the 117 participants registered for the hackathon with 17 teams, and the event ran from 15th February to 10th April this year. So as part of today's closing ceremony, you will see some of the projects that teams worked on, and I can tell you, having seen these projects myself, they're amazing. So 40 people with disabilities also signed up for our hiring initiative, this time through our virtual iSTEM portal, and their profiles were shared with our corporate partners for consideration, many of which continue to hold processes to eventually see who might be a good fit for these companies. But none of this would have been possible without our corporate sponsors, Morgan Stanley and Microsoft, who not only supported us financially, but also were close collaborators in organizing various events in this hackathon and giving us advice throughout the process. And his employees also joined us as participants and mentors in many of these events. Thank you so much again for your continued support and encouragement. And we really could not have done this without you. And this is what keeps us going. And with that, I would like to invite Mr. Shikhar Madhok, Vice President at Morgan Stanley, to share a few words about his experience as far as this event is concerned with us.
Thank you, Karthik. Before we start off, here's hoping everyone is safe and healthy. I'm filling in for Satyajit Jha, an executive director with Morgan Stanley. He was the judge of the projects that many of you submitted. Sadly, he was not able to make it today. Morgan Stanley has been associated with iSTEM as a mentoring partner, as well as a sponsor of the Confluence event for the past couple of years. Each year, the ideas and more importantly, the energy of the Confluence has been simply amazing and contagious. The Confluence gives a fantastic opportunity for the diverse community of how to work with each other's strengths and appreciate each other's challenges. And time and again, the teams have proven that they can successfully work together. This year, more than ever, the teams have proven that they would not allow any barriers to stop their progress. While last year and the years before, like Karthik mentioned, the hackathons were in person, this year being virtual through a new challenge, but the participants have not allowed this to prevent them from collaborating. Right from ideation, networking, team formation, and continued collaboration amongst the participants has been spot on. It has been really impressive what the teams have been able to achieve as part of the hackathon month. Some have managed to get more done than others, but all of them have, by just participating, have been real winners. The rapid pace at which technology is evolving around the world, it is providing both more challenges and for solving problems which people faced by the persons with disabilities. And iSTEM Confluence, again, as a platform, provides the right environment for like-minded people with interest in technology and problem solving to collaborate. The Confluence is, one of the quotes from the judges who, from Satyajit, was not able to make it today. I just wanted to read out a statement that he's sent me across just before the event. iSTEM Confluence gave me a perspective that no other forum gave. Teams identified problems to solve I never realized existed. Seeing the ideas and solutions built was simply simple but immensely helpful solutions were truly an enriching experience. I thoroughly enjoyed the process of watching the presentations and the demos. The ideas were extremely interesting and inclusive, and a lot of thought was put into the implementation of them in such a short span of time. I hope to meet and work with some of you in future. Thank you for making this event a success in the current challenging environment. So that was from Satyajit sir. Before I conclude, just a big congratulations to iSTEM for making this a successful event. Congratulations and thank you to all the participants and volunteers who have made this event successful. We're looking forward to more such events and conferences in future with stronger participation and repeated participation from who all have participated this year and the years prior. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shikhar, for that. And thanks again for your personal involvement and encouragement, but also Morgan Stanley's support throughout. May I now request Mr. Kiran Bangalore, Principal Group Program Manager at Microsoft, to share a few words with us, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to be here today. Hopefully you can all hear me fine and everybody is safe as well. So I'm Kiran Bangalore. I'm an Indian man with short brown hair, black hair. And today I'm joining you from my home office, wearing a little maroon kurta with a tiled background behind me, give you an idea of this setup. Like Karthik mentioned, I'm a group program manager in the Azure Cloud division at Microsoft. And I work to enable all the partners of the world to onboard and create a successful partnership in Microsoft. We have a little portal called Partner Center, and most partners come to partner with us through that portal. I partially own that portal, if you will. So I've been at Microsoft for about 13 years, been in the industry for about 20. And I grew up in Bangalore. One of my first cousins was, was born without a limb, and his struggles to make it, and finally, he went on to win a medal at the Paralympics. Was very inspiring for me. But and over the years, I always had this inherent desire to help people with with such disabilities, but I never really got around to it. It just didn't happen. A few years ago, during the Microsoft annual hackathon that we do every year, I took the opportunity and I worked with a local NGO in HSR layout in Bangalore, and they housed many blind children, and we set out to solve the problem of trying to navigate blind people within buildings using voice prompts. While the hack itself did not work, it just opened my eyes to so many different problems that blind people faced. Then I was introduced to iSTEM and I met Karthik and a few others through an HR partner, Zubin. I was super impressed by the work that iSTEM did. It just amazed me with the work they did. And we brainstormed several possible partnerships that we could go through, different things we did. And in our journey with Microsoft, we implemented this internship program like thing, set up about 20 students with a mentor at the IDC India Development Center for us, working closely with these engineering students. It truly gave me an appreciation of their ability to code just like any other student. We then sent out to partner with them on Confluence a few years ago. Participated in the hackathon then, and I was honored to be a judge then. I was very honored to be a judge today as well. And then the quality of hacks I see here are just on par with any of the hacks I see at many such other events that I judge today. So it's just amazing to see year on year. In these kind of events, you're learning not only how to solve these problems, but also what problems exist, and the innovativeness in the students who came in and tried to solve these problems was just very amazing. Thank you very much. It was very good. I learned a lot from just being a judge, but otherwise also. But over the years, this awareness basically has helped us onboard several students onto Microsoft as well, either interns or full-time employees. See, at Microsoft, our mission is to empower every person, in every organization on the planet to achieve more. And we expect, each one of us, whether whichever level we are in, whether we are at which any role function, that we play an active role, creating this environment where people of a diverse range of backgrounds can come in and feel excited to do what they do and do it really well. And with this partnership with iSTEM, I'm hoping to create an environment to attract more and more talent from different backgrounds to onboard into Microsoft for sure. So I'm really super excited. I had a phenomenal time, just like every year, judging. This year was obviously more challenging because we were online. I really missed being in that room with the teams and interacting with them actively, and being able to ask all those questions. But even still, I think the videos and the code that I received that I got to review was just was really, really, really good. So thank you. Congratulations to everybody who managed to work on the projects. Every other project was hard to judge because they were so close to each other and they were really well done. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Thank you for being here at Confluence, and congrats to iSTEM as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kiran, for that. And thank you also, of course, to Microsoft for being such an integral partner over the years as well. Really, really appreciate that and look forward to continuing this relationship in the future as well. And with that, it's now time to see some of the projects that participants worked on this Confluence. So we'll be showcasing 4 projects. We'll see the project videos submitted by these teams. And then we'd invite participants from these teams to basically share more and also share their experience and learnings at the Confluence. So I'm now going to request Cheryl to help us showcase these videos, and then we'll call upon these representatives from these teams to basically share a little bit more about what they went through. So Cheryl, can we have the first video, please?
Yeah, sure.
And we are moving alphabetically.
Sounds good.
Hello everyone, my name is Muskan. My team consists of Ankit, Anurag and myself. All 3 of us are engineering students. Ankit and Anurag are from computer science, whereas I am from electrical domain. Making our team diverse, we have Anurag, a person without disability, whereas Ankit and I are visually impaired. Moving to our project, for this Inclusive STEM Confluence 2021, we present to you Virtual Scribe, a voice-enabled application which eliminates the need of a human scribe and enables students to write their exams independently. Let's have a look at the demo now.
Hi examinee, welcome to Virtual Scribe. What's your roll number?
7.
I got 7 as your roll number. Say yes to proceed, else no.
Yes.
Your branch.
Computer science.
Computer science as your branch. Say yes to proceed, else no.
Yes.
Your question key.
03.
I got 03 as your question key. Say yes to proceed, else no.
Yes.
Name of the subject, mathematics. Title of the examination, semester. Date of the examination, 10th April 2021. Full marks of the examination, 10.0. Duration of the examination in minutes, 3. Any additional information, all the best. Say yes to proceed, else read again.
Yes.
Let's kick off the exam. You have 2 questions to attempt, which are numbered from 1 to 2. Specify the questions number you want to attempt, else submit.
1.
Question number 1. Question description, define circle with a figure dot calculate its area as well. Question marks, 5.0. What's your answer?
A circle is a round shaped figure that has no corners or edges. Change mode.
Specify your mode. Default for paragraphs, calculate for calculations, draw for figures.
Draw.
What to draw?
Draw a circle of radius 7 units.
Specify your mode. Default for paragraphs, calculate for calculations, draw for figures.
Calculate.
What to calculate?
3.14 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 7.
153.86. Specify your mode. Default for paragraphs, calculate for calculations, draw for figures.
Default. The area is 153.86 square units. Exit.
Specify the questions number you want to attempt, else submit.
Submit.
As you have seen, this application can write paragraphs, make calculations, and draw the figures. Since we have never developed any voice-controlled application, this is a very unique experience for us. We also encountered few challenges like managing and synchronizing threads and drawing the figures at the right place. Moving next towards the learning outcomes, I have learned project management and also PyQt5 framework for the development.
I enjoyed working in an inclusive environment and learned threading and synchronization concepts.
I learned about the various concepts of natural language processing. This was a great experience overall. Thank you.
Thank you so much, team. And now I'm going to request Ankit from the team to share on behalf of the team's experience and tell us a little bit more. Ankit.
Sure. Thanks, Karthik. So just I want to confirm, is my voice audible properly?
Sorry, what was your question?
Ankit, you have to be a little more louder. Sorry, I'm a sign language interpreter, Joseph here.
Is it audible properly? Hello?
Better, Ankit. Yeah.
Great. So hi, very good evening to all of you present here, and thank you so much for all the organizers for this wonderful event. So let's talk about our project and our team. So we are Team Enable, and as you all, you have seen that we are in a 3 people, myself, Anurag, and Muskan. So we developed the virtual scribe, and the overall idea was everywhere where there is a person who requires scribe or writer to appear in their examinations. And that's really a dependent process, and we wanted that why don't we develop something so that we can become every scribe requiring candidate much more independent, because finding a scribe it's not very easy sometimes, and also there are some criteria involved, right? So that's the idea. That's the main idea that led us to develop this kind of application. If I talk about learning outcomes specifically, we learned a lot because as we already explained during the demo that we have never developed a voice controlled application. Apart from that, there are a lot of challenges like managing the threads because it's all around the speech to text and text to speech technology. So there are a lot of threading issues that we have to fix. Apart from that, we also learning the team management, and yeah, the hack was absolutely impressive. So I'd like to check if there is any question additionally.
I think we're good, Ankit. Thank you. Thank you so much again for this project. Cheryl, can you move to the next video?
Yeah, sure. Just a minute. So now we are presenting Globetrotters.
Hello everyone, I am Saurabh Prasad on behalf of my team Globetrotters. Here we'll be sharing our experiences, learnings, and a mesmerizing account on this entire hacking period over the last month. This hackathon wasn't much the same as typical hackathons. Instead of being in a hall, teeming with excitement and nerve for the 24-48 hours challenge ahead, we all were at our homes far away from each other. We had our opening meeting where we discussed multiple problem statements and their possible solutions. We found that independent traveling has been among the topmost challenge in the life of every visually impaired people. In all aspects, from day-to-day routines of going to the market or a mall to multiple days trips of visiting the hill stations or beaches. The legitimate question was, why shouldn't there exist a service which can provide volunteers in such cases? That's where an idea appeared. An idea to develop such an application which would act as an Uber to connect the visually challenged travelers to the employed volunteers during their trips. Roles were assigned to us and we straight away dived into the working phase. Tools and technology that we used are Android Studio, Firebase, SQLite, R, Java, XML, GitHub, etc. Initially, it was really complicating to manage and implement the backend processes with SQLite. We kept on struggling with this before Saravanan came with his magnificent suggestion to use Firebase instead of SQLite. Firebase made our task extremely simple. All we need to do is to pass the object to the server and its attributes, tables, analytics, and everything is taken care of by this platform itself. No doubt that this hackathon pushed all of us to go deeper and learn the mentioned tools and languages. Beyond that, we also observed their real contributions in the practical world. Most important, we got to understand the significance of networking. When we meet more and more new people, it becomes a great way to enhance our knowledge and to boost our confidence. What I personally feel is making friends virtually is less fun than meeting people in real life. It is impossible to replace the casual and friendly face-to-face chat with the paragraphs of texts. Talking about the diversity part, our team consists of 4 members, Rohit Sharma, Manish, Saravanan and me. Manish and Saravanan, they both are corporate employees. Rohit is pursuing his graduation in tourism while I am in my second year of BTech in computer science and engineering. Manish is the only non-VI person in our team. I don't remember if these differences ever became any hurdle throughout the hack. In fact, it was a great fun to work together as a team, cooperating each other to meet the final goal. Now, let's take a quick walk through the application and see how it works.
Travel Assist, open navigation bar button.
This is the main homepage where there are 2 options. Request now for the instant support and plan my trip for the long tours. So let's explore both of them once.
Travel Assist. More options. Hi Saurabh, you can now request for volunteer plan your trip. Request now button.
I'll click here.
Travel Assist.
For the instant booking, we need to provide few details such as required time duration and the mode of payment that we'll use.
Select the time duration colon. Drop. Time duration 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, more than 4 hours.
I'll select 1 hour.
1 hour. You have selected 1 hour. Select the payment mode colon. Drop dash up. Up dash up. Debit slash credit. UPI. Cash. Debit. UPI. You have selected UPI. View available volunteers button.
I'll click here.
Please wait until a volunteer accepts your request. Travel Assist. Confirmation page.
This is the confirmation page where you can view the details of the assigned volunteer. Notification of your request is sent among all the registered volunteers and the very first person who accepts the request is assigned as a volunteer to you.
A volunteer, Amit Sharma, has been assigned to you. You may call him for real-time update. Call button. Cancel button.
Now, either you can call him and proceed with your trip, or you can simply cancel your trip. So I'll cancel it right now.
Your trip has been cancelled. Travel assist.
Now let's see the plan my trip option.
Plan my trip button. Please provide the detail. Plan your trip.
When we are planning our trip for the long time duration, we need to provide our location address, destination, start date, end date, and then we can proceed.
G R U U R.
I am typing anything randomly right now.
Start date.
Start date.
Friday, December 31st. December 7th. Tuesday. Cancel. Okay. 7/12.
End date.
Friday. Cancel button. December 28th. Cancel. Okay. My page 17. Would you submit your trip request button?
I'll click here.
Your request has been recorded. We'll notify you once a volunteer accepts it. Travel assist. Open.
Now, this information will stay saved in the database unless a volunteer accepts it. We have included all other basic functions of an application, and one can easily explore them going into the navigation menu.
Menu. Home. Profile. Settings. Customer support. Share. Send feed. About us. Open navigation.
We sincerely hope that we were able to arrive to a model of solution of the described problem through our prototype. So thanks to all.
Thank you so much. This was some really awesome work. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Saurabh and Rohit to talk a little bit more and share your experience at the Confluence.
Hey everyone, I am Saurabh on behalf of my team Globetrotters. We are really glad to be a part of this closing ceremony of Confluence 2021 Hackathon. I just want to say this: alone I can think, but together we can analyze. Alone I can code, but together we can implement. Alone I can design, but together we can develop. And that's the beauty of such hackathons, which provides us such opportunity to come together and work as a team in order to accomplish the common goal. In the beginning, we were not that sure like how the hackathons would be, but this was not a typical hackathon. Like it was completely a different experience, as I already mentioned. Like initially when we met, we specified, we tried discussing on different kind of problems. Then we found like there were multiple case studies that motivated us to work on this idea, because there were so many friends who reported to me like whenever they go to a new city, there's a lot of issues while locating to the examination centers or any of the location that they have to go. Many of the people suffer due to the bad environment conditions and heavy rain and all those conditions. They suffered a lot. Many of the people ended up hitting the dogs, and some of them were bitten also. So seeing all these concerns, immediately the idea came, why shouldn't there exist a service which can provide volunteers in such cases who can help such people during their trips and during their travel things. And then again we thought like whenever people are planning to go and visit the long tours, then also it always becomes a matter of question whether about the availability of the friends and family, but it definitely limits the independence to some extent. So why shouldn't there be a service which can help in such cases? So this is how we tried to make a model of solution. We saw how Uber and Ola, these things works in order to connect the drivers and the travelers. So this using the same model, we tried to make such an application which can connect the visually impaired people to the volunteers. Now there were several questions coming to us in the beginning. What should be, what should be like, how are we going to handle the safety and security issues? Definitely these matters are there, and we are completely committed to work on that in the upcoming time if we get a chance. Apart from that, one thing that we learned throughout the hack is that once you are coding and you get stuck in some problem, that is not something unique. Multiple and so many people have already faced those problems. All you need to do is go and copy and paste those problems in Google. You'll definitely get a lot of answers and multiple solutions to those issues where we are stuck. And some of the common areas were Stack Overflow and all those, which really helped a lot in order to debug and bug and then again to complete this prototype in a meaningful way. Apart from that, like meeting people and coding, because we had not done any of the project in such a virtual mode, so it was altogether a great experience to work together and continuing acquiring knowledge and sharing each other and taking help from them. It was really a great fun for all of us, and we really enjoyed it. So with that, I would like to pass on to Rohit if I had to say something on this. Thank you.
Do we have Rohit?
I think we can proceed.
Yeah, let's do that. I think Shadow, yeah, let's go ahead with the next video.
Yeah, sure. All right, so now we are presenting Team Kuli.
Hi all, this is Team Kuli. I am Vasu, a data scientist from Morgan Stanley.
Hello everyone, this is Kandu, trainer from SBI Foundation.
Hi, this is Payal, banker from State Bank of India. So here we are presenting app Coolie from Team Coolie. So the basic idea behind this app is whenever a person, especially a visually impaired or the general public, go to a mall, they find themselves lost and lots of time and energy is wasted in finding the store where they want to go. So how about having an app at their fingertips, so which will guide them with the location. So here we have tried to project the idea in the app Coolie, and now Vasu will take with the technical details about the app. Over to you, Vasu.
Yeah, thanks guys. First, the main challenges we can see while developing this app one is the limited accuracy of the GPS location. Mobile devices generally use GPS, which are having very low accuracy in terms of the, around 20 meters accuracy. And another thing is that there is no commercially available solution for this navigation, and no one in our team has prior experience in navigation or app building. So the next thing is like what are the major components that are involved in the building of this app. So I will take you through each one of them. In terms of existing solutions for positioning and tracking, there is Wi-Fi triangulation, Bluetooth beacons, NFC, infrared, indoor mapping, and sensors that may be available in mobiles. And in terms of the databases that needed to needed for building the navigation and direction finding, there is solution from Here Maps, and there is a solution from WID Indoor Maps where you can convert the floor maps into indoor maps, and another from any place. And finally, like from our app point of view, we propose that for building this kind of solution, first thing is that we need GPS to identify the approximate location, then use the mobile sensors like gyroscope, accelerometer, rotation sensor, step detectors, and some other sensors to find the pressure to find out which floor you are in. This can be used to identify the tracking of the user where they are moving. And we think that by adding other technologies like Wi-Fi triangulation, Bluetooth beaming, we can improve the accuracy of this tracking. Yeah, and apart from the tracking, we feel that in this kind of indoor mapping apps, we can include like other additional things like computer vision, where we can assist the user in identifying, maybe identifying like what the storefront looks like and what shop they are before. And the next thing is the maps database, and we feel that crowdsourcing can help in improving the usability of these kind of apps. And the next thing is like what tools we have used: Android Studio, Java, and Google Maps. Thank you, and Payal will take you to the demo of our app. Thank you.
Hi friends, we'll quickly see the demo of the app Coolie.
Coolie_1. Your Peria Island, Katipara, Purulia, West Bengal 72311, India. Coolie 1. Coolie at your service.
So as the map is loaded, it will announce the real-time location to the user. It's a very simple app with very few options. So first we have to select the mall.
Pick nearby into locations. Drop down list. Pop up window. MG Road Mall. MG Road Mall. Coolie 1.
We have selected
Drop down list. MG Road Mall. Load into map button. You're now near Pantaloons in MG Road Mall. Coolie 1. Select source.
As we select on load map, second window will open where we need to select the source as well as the destination.
Drop down list. Please choose source. Pop up window. Pantaloons. Pantaloons. Coolie 1. Drop down list. Select destination. Drop down list. Please choose. Pop up window. Pantaloons. Food court. Lifestyle. Lifestyle. Coolie 1. Show route on map button.
So we have selected source as well as the destination.
Show route on map button.
Show route on map will show the route in the form of map, which will be helpful for the normal as well as the other disabled other than visual impaired.
Get directions button.
Get direction will list the steps.
1. Walk straight. 2. Take right. 3. Walk 100 steps. 4. 5. Walk 20 steps. Your destination is on your right.
So in this way, a visual impaired can have an understanding of how he has to go, and basically we have also developed a button.
1. Walk straight 10 steps. Get directions button. Show route. Get button. You're near pantaloons.
So it will, as the user will click on the button, he will able to understand the current location of where he has reached. So this is all about the Coolie which we have developed for this hackathon. Thank you.
Home button.
Yes.
So over to Kandu for the learning and the diversity part.
Thank you, Payal. It was good learning. We learned a lot of technologies in this. It was first hackathon for all of us, especially in advanced technology. We learned about computer vision. On the diversity part, me, myself, and Payal, we are persons with visual impairment, and Vasu is sighted. When we explained the idea, he took it in very empathetic way, very positive way. He understood, and that is why we could complete the prototype. I will hand it over to Vasu for his experiences and learning.
Hi. In terms of my learnings, apart from the technical things I get to know, my experience with Pile and Khandu is very new, and I never know that they can be very much advanced in the usage of the technology, and other than that, their communication skills were very good, and the thought process was very clear, and it was very helpful in building and completing this hackathon. Over to you, Pile.
Yeah, so finally, on behalf of Team Coolie, we would like to thank iSTEM for giving us the opportunity, and it was a great experience. Happy learning and happy hacking. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team Cooley, for that. I do see we have Payal with us. Payal, if you're willing, would love to hear your thoughts and experiences on behalf of the team.
Hello everyone, and on behalf of my team, I would like to say that it was definitely a very challenging, thing to implement it into a practical one. Though we had an idea of doing this, but when actually but when we actually started working, we came across various challenges, but we're able to manage that. There are few solutions, not fully we have able to complete this, but with course of time and in future we expect that we can bring some practical solutions to this. And this is all from my side.
Awesome. And last but not the least, let's have the last video, Cheryl.
Yeah. So now we are presenting Team Pen Power.
Hi everyone, we are Pen Pals, a team of 5 members. We developed this application called Be My Scribe, where you can find the perfect scribe for your exams. Myself, Ravi, Arun, Srikant, Sri, and Sachin, we are Pen Pals. The problem statement we try to solve is basically it is very difficult to find scribes for writing exams for people with differently able, and also as a statistic, 15% of the visually challenged students skip their exams because they don't find right scribes. Not only finding scribes, but also finding the competent scribes is a problem in India. And also, another problem is they waste a lot of time in finding the scribes during their exams instead of putting their efforts in studying for the exams. The solution we started is basically it is completely digital web application and a mobile Android application we developed. And in that application, we based on the scribe seekers inputs, based on his exam, and his skills preference for those exams, the particular scribes will be allocated for him. And not only these features, we have added accessibility features as well for the date picker. And also we have added we have designed the web application and mobile application such a way that it is according to the WCGI standards. And also we have added the regional languages, Tamil, as of now. Handing over to Sachin.
Yeah, thanks, Ravi. So let's take you through the demo of this application. So this is how our homepage looks like. I have loaded it in mobile view because we have built it in Ionic, so it can be compatible with desktop as well as mobile. So you can see as on homepage, we have a language option where we can see like select any regional language if Scribe is compatible with. We have 3 buttons called as register for seeker, like Scribe seeker, register as a volunteer, and log. Let me show you a simple form for registering a seeker. Here you can see a quick registration form, and just to show the validations as we have done if there is some mismatch in the information. So, and similarly we have form for volunteer. To save the time, I'm quickly logging as a seeker, and let's see what we can get to see like on this form. So I'm logging as a Scribe seeker. So if you can see, I have registered one exam here before, so I can see that information here. If I want to register another exam, I can go here on the dashboard panel and click on the plus button, and I have to fill out this form with the various information regarding the exam, and that will be displayed on the dashboard for me as well as the relevant volunteer from that region. So let's log off and log in back as a volunteer. Now I'm logging as volunteer. So volunteer will be basically able to see all the exams nearby to him. We have written an algorithm which do a match based on his pin code and area, and based on his expertise, we show him all the exams. Suppose I'm interested in an exam as a volunteer to help the seeker, I can go here and click on that exam, and that notification will be triggered to both, to like as well as to me as a volunteer as well as to seeker. Okay, I'm coming out of this application. This is all about a small demo of the application. Handing over to Arun for further slides.
Yeah, the various technologies we are used for this app are we used Flash for backend, and we used SQLite for database, and we used Ionic, which is a hybrid. We developed both in web and mobile. And the learnings which we made is we are basically an inclusive team where me and Ravi were visually impaired and other are non-disabled. We worked together. Initially we faced the accessibility challenge. The user interface which made by Steve was a little not accessible for me for validations and date picker. I have shared my inputs, and later it becomes more accessible. By now the application is completely accessible. And Flask and Ionic also new to us. We took as a challenge, and we learned together. And the next upcoming plans we have are, and by now we are making as a touch. We are filling the form in mobile application. Using some NLP techniques in future, we can make the application to fill up faster, like a speech as input. And also we can also include some machine learning techniques to find the right scribe, making a better algorithm. We are also plan to make the app as an iOS version also in future. Yeah, thanks for listening.
Awesome. Can I request Sachin to share on behalf of the team the experiences?
Yeah, sure, Karthik. Thanks all for providing this prestigious forum to present us on our idea. So let me share my experience. Like I joined this hackathon seeking like I will get to work on latest technologies. I will get a chance to do networking, and I got to know the vision behind this hackathon is to help the disabled people. But I met with one incident like while I was working with my friends, like in my team, we formed of 5 members. 2 were of visually impaired. So Ravi had some issues on his machine with code conflict, right? And the normal way he was asking me for his help, and the way we help our colleagues in office, right? So I told him, let's connect on Zoom, and we will share the screen, and I will help you there, like taking the control. So we connected there. He shared his screen, and that was like a moment for me. Like I couldn't understand what was he sharing because the screen was completely black with high contrast settings. He was using magnifier to read word by words, and it was a moment like I couldn't help him. I felt a very big shock for me, like because so talented developers like we had Ravi and Arun. How come they could got this kind of knowledge by learning and coming to this stage by using this kind of challenges, having these kind of challenges. So the thought came to my mind, like about this event, like the hackathon you guys arrange is to not only develop a better solution, but to realize a new world, like the world at other side. These people could not do anything. Like I feel like Ravi could not do this level of coding if Microsoft doesn't have provided the magnifier, doesn't have given the theme of high contrast. So that thought, I am taking with me, and I give all the best for these iSTEM people. Like they could engage in more such events, so people like us take this message and reach that message to the right people, so we can think about other world where this is not luxury for them, but it is a necessary for them to work and progress in their life. Thanks all. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Sachin. And that's really basically the essence of what we do. Right? And that's. Sorry, guys. Alexa is just acting up for me. Of course, it's gonna happen. So basically, the idea being, this is really the motivation for doing this event, and I hope you agree with me that just as this was like crazy, awesome projects, right? Really cool, amazing work that you've been able to do virtually, as everyone else mentioned, right? Despite all of the challenges that come with it, and a limited amount of time, I'm blown away, and I hope you are too. And I'm also sure that this basically means that our judges had a pretty hard time deciding the winners. So a big thank you to our judges. So Mr. Kiran Bangalore, Principal Group Program Manager at Microsoft, Mr. Satyajit Jha, Executive Director, the Technology Division at Morgan Stanley, Mr. Ankit Rajiv Jindal, who's a Senior Manager at Entity Data Services and a disability advocate himself, and Professor T.K. Srikanth, who is a professor at IIIT Bangalore. I'd like to now request the judges to share their experiences, while judging, but also if they have any feedback for the participants. We'd love to hear that. So judges, over to you if anyone would like to share their perspectives and experiences.
Hi, this is Kiran. So like I said earlier, I think it was really hard to judge because the projects were really interesting and also very hard. A lot of good work has gone into it. I would encourage, because the ideas were so novel, I would encourage people who have worked on these ideas to take it forward and finish up. I know there were some things in there, but just finish up and try to actually put it out, as it might help other people as well. So definitely good job to everybody, and thank you for the opportunity for judging.
Professor Srikanth, anything from you?
So I can. Yeah, for thanks, Karthik and the team. First of all, I think you guys are amazing. You've been doing this now, what, 4 years in a row? I think I still remember the early discussions on the whole concept and how it's evolved and become such a steady program year on year, and it gets better every year. So I think that's really happy to see this. And this year you didn't let us, you and all the participants didn't let a simple thing like pandemic come in the way of continuing and doing good. The quality of the work has been amazing. Every year it's been good. I think, like you said, it was very difficult to judge really, because I think all the ideas were very good, very well thought out, very real problems that clearly got, there's a lot of effort that went into identifying the problems. The solutions were uniformly good. I think every team, clearly from the description, they had a lot of learning to do. None of them was doing something they were already familiar with. I think that's impressive, amazing. They're able to actually get a prototype working in this time frame, all working all over the place. So I think hats off to all the participants, hats off to the organizers. I think, and like Kiran just said, I think every one of these ideas deserves being taken forward. I'm sure there'll be a lot of tuning of the technology and other things that can be done, but I think each of them is reached a very good platform from which they can take it to completion. So the feedback is that I think the teams have done an amazing job. I just hope they're able to carry on this learning and the style of working and impact wherever they go. So congratulations to all the teams. I think all of them have done very well, and thanks again to iSTEM for keeping this going. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now, with that, this is the final time that all of you have been waiting for. So we'll now be announcing the winners. So given the closed competition and how hard it was, it was to judge this, as the judges said, we basically have a special mention in addition to the 3 winners. So that is kind of how it's designed. So the special mention, and I'm trying to make this a little dramatic without much success. So the special mention goes to Pen Pal. Congratulations. This is pretty awesome. Really, really awesome work. So a big congratulations to you. The third prize goes to, any guesses, anyone? Okay, I'm just gonna announce it then. It goes to Globetrotters. You guys, congratulations. Awesome work. A big congratulations to you. The second prize goes to, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious now. One has to get the second and one has to get the first. So the second prize goes to Cooley, and the winners are the team Enable. Congratulations. Awesome work. Very big congratulations to you. So as a reminder, the second runner-up gets 21,000 rupees, the first runner-up gets 31,000 rupees, and the winners get 51,000 rupees. So again, a big congratulations. And with this, the Confluence comes to an end. But before we end this meeting, I'd like to thank our sponsors again, Microsoft and Morgan Stanley, our co-organizers, IIIT Bangalore, VisionAid, Vision Empower, and XRCVC, our judges for their support and all the time that they spent to judge these entries, Vishesh for accessibility support, Cheryl for helping us with technical support, thank you, and my own team at iSTEM for all of the work they put in. Thank you so much. As next steps, so some of these components from these Confluence will now be year-long. So mentorship and hiring is now actually available online through the iSTEM portal, along with training resources and webinars. So I invite you to visit inclusivestem.org and register if you haven't already to take advantage of these opportunities year-round. And before we close, we'd like to take a group picture. So whoever is able to turn on their video, if you can please turn on their video, and I'll request Cheryl to take a group picture so that we have these fond memories with us.
video on matters.
Let's give people a little bit of time, and then if Cheryl, you can take a picture. Cheryl, how's it looking?
Most of them haven't switched on their videos, so
Come on,
I
guys,
request
please.
you guys to please switch on your videos.
Don't be shy. Okay, I think let's just go with what we have then.
Yeah, sure then.
Are we good?
Yes, done.
Sorry, come again.
Congratulations, Karthik and everyone.
Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. Pretty awesome work. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. And we look forward to engaging with you again.
Bye.
Thank you so much.